Hey everyone, this is Arado and we're here to talk about free heal units. Um, I will be covering the different types of free heal units we have right now in the game and also some other future units that you may want to consider if you want to cover your bases with the free heal units. So first off, I wanted to start with the Steel Blade Light user. So this is the first one that Global had access to free heal unit, starting with Ultra Deluxe Mirza. So with Steel Blade Light being a small effect with healing, it gives roughly 700 to 800 HP. And then with Payan of Peace buffing, it may be able to heal around 1000 HP. So under this category, we have Mirza, Gerard, and Leon. So Mirza negates Dark Element. So regardless of whether it's pure Dark Element or a hybrid with Dark Element included, that Mirza would take 0 damage, and then he would be doing 100% direct attack counters, and then he also has an self healing on attacks based off RNG. And then Gerard and Leon, they're kind of the same where they both have Imperial Assault. That's basically one of their good value as a unit, where it gives 10% attack at round start for 1 turn. And then they have overall farming skill, good for Gerard, and then a fast turn 2, turn 3 AoE for Leon. Next up would be the passive RNG party healing. So in this category, we would have Music Festival Minstrel, Chinese New Year Matcha, Itoken San, Ultra Deluxe Minstrel, Matcha, and Darius. So first off with Minstrel, Matcha, and Itoken-san. So all of them have good defense passive. Minstrel and Matcha in particular have high protect tension, so that would give 30% defense. And then Itoken-san in global has been changed, where he would have Iron Wall 6, which is 40% defense. So all of them have free heal as a passive, and then all of them also have a free heal as a skill. So the one that stands out in that point is Matcha, where her Sacred Tree is a 2-hit attack, and then each hit would give an extra small heal, which is roughly around 200 250 depending on the love status. And then lastly, for Minstrel and Itoken-san, they can cure ailments with either as a passive for Minstrel or with the hero song for Itoken-san. And then for the other category, we have Ultra Deluxe Minstrel, Matcha, and Darius. So Minstrel and Matcha, they kind of work the same way as what I have discussed in the above point. So I wanted to focus more on Darius. So Darius is a rare axe healer. As you know right now, in global we only have true form Aunas doing the spell giving everyone extra small heal for 3 turns at every end of turn. So with Darius, it adds up where Darius would give 37% chance, I believe, because it's large chance to give everyone extra small heal. But unfortunately, for all these three ultra deluxe characters, they don't have any defensive capability. Next up is the conditional RNG party healing. So I put this different than the previous point because there is certain condition that they have to meet for them to be able to roll for the RNG for party healing. So there's only two in this category, which is Mariah and Minstrel, the latest one. So Mariah has 50% chance to heal whenever she gets attacked, and then she also has an AoE healing type of skill. So I had to specify that it's a healing type of skill because that way you would know whether that skill would be able to revive dead characters or not. And then she has excellent defense passive because she has Iron Wall 6. she can do strength debuffing with acupuncture plus, or emergency defense boost with her skill number 1. And then she also has a BP plus 1 for 25% chance for the party. For Minstrel, he has 25% chance to heal if he hits he hits a weak type of attack to an enemy. That means if an enemy is vulnerable against blunt or whatever element Minstrel uses, so as long as it shows a weak attack, then that's when Minstrel would be able to roll for the RNG party heal. And then with that, he also has an RNG BP plus 1 along with that effect. And of course, Minstrel is a will debuffer and a stun sleep inflictor. Next up is the overdrive heal skills. So in here we have 3 characters, all are unreleased yet in global. So we have Masked Dad, which we have Time and Summer Professor. So for Masked Dad, he is an excellent tank. So he works as a cover tank, and then he also has an excellent defense passive, having Iron Wall 6. And then the good thing about Masked Dad is he also buffs self with all attributes. So he's really built for long battles. And then his overdrive skill gives a medium effect of healing, so roughly 900 to 1000 HP, I believe, of healing. And then if you have his other romancing fest style, you would be able to inherit great adventure, and then you would be able to stack 3 times defense boost and improve his tanking capability. For Time, he is a very unique character right now, mainly because he's the only one who would be able to give overdrive gauge to the party. I believe at 25% chance, if not 37%. I forgot whether it's medium or large. And then he also gives overdrive gauge to himself every end of turn. So in a way, Time wants to use overdrive as much as possible, and when he uses an attack during overdrive, it chains to the ability called Friend's Soul, where it triggers the skill times Comrade, where it does an extra small heal and then buffs everyone with ailment resistance. So it's a buff, it doesn't cure ailment that's inflicted to the party. And unfortunately, Time doesn't have any defense passive. For Summer Professor, she also doesn't have defense passive, but she's more of a farmer. She has good AoE skills for gun and mainly dealing blunt damage. And then lastly, we have the general free heal skill. So under this category, these are characters who would have access to free heal with extra small effect, regardless of whether it's spammable or not. So I won't go through each of the every characters here because it's too much to discuss, but I wanted to highlight Christmas Final Empress and Esper Girl, Ultra Deluxe Esper Girl. So Christmas Final Empress, her free heal skill can be awakened to 2 BP, so she can spam it as much as you want. And so does for Esper Girl. So for Esper Girl, her telekinesis can be awakened to 5 BP, and because of the global change, as long as her attacks hit, that she would be able to spam her healing skill every turn. So yeah, I tried to cover as much characters as possible. I know we just grazed through the different categories and the different characters, but ultimately, free heal units are mainly designed for you to use them in hard contents or remembrance battle. So with that, having a good defense passive is mainly preferred whenever you go for hard content. That's why you would see in JP for attacks or hard content that you would mainly see either Chinese New Year Matcha because she has high protect tension. You would see Minstrel because Minstrel can heal with BP battery and cure ailments and also has high protect tension. You would see Dad because Iron Wall 6 and so on. So now that we're kind of reaching the next level for the game where um hard contents would be dealing so much damage that you would want as much defenses as you can. So rather than relying on, buffing with guard up or defense boost from other party members, that you would also want that character to have some kind of defense passive with them. And again, this is personally my opinion whenever I pick a character. And then lastly, having extra capability, of course, is the better character to use for hard content. Like say, if I pick Kid Monica, shown here, Kid Monica has a chance to take 0 damage by chance. Again, Minstrel, he has a chance to heal the party with cure ailments and so on. So the more capability that you can bring to a hard content, that would be the better one. And of course, still sticking with what their main role is in that battle, whether it be doing debuffing or crowd control and so on. And I would like to do a special mention for Darius because I know Axe is a really tough category um, to deal with, especially in Remembrance Battle. And with Darius being introduced, you would have some kind of source for healing other than through form Aunas. And then later on, there would be Chinese New Year Orgniana, where she has single target healing. So healing for Axe is kind of limited. So I wanted to make that special mention for Darius. If ever I missed any characters that you think should have the free heal, I apologize. I tried to cover the different categories with the different characters, and I wanted to keep it short and simple with this topic. So yeah, this is what I think of the free heal units. These are the different categories what I have in mind, and preferably I would go for a free heal unit that has some defensive capability and more than just doing free heal whenever I pick them for hard battle. That's the summary of this. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in and see you in the next video.